Tonight's invocation will be given by Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, may you please lead the invocation?
Yes, thank you. We ask that the commission be granted wisdom with each case and situation it is presented before them today. Thank you.
Thank you. And the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by, I'll go ahead and do it myself for today. All right, may everybody please rise if able to. Right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Commissioners, please announce any item you are recusing from due to a conflict of interest prior to the item being heard. Seeing none, Secretary, will you please call the roll of the Planning Commission?
Yes. Commissioner Boado,
Present.
Commissioner Monroy,
Here.
Commissioner Preciado,
Here.
and Vice Chairperson Barrera.
Present. Thank you. We will now begin with item number 5.1 on the agenda. At this time, I will open public hearing at 5:18 p.m. May we have the staff report, please? Mr. Flores?
Before Agent starts, I did want to acknowledge that at the dais you were given a memo reflecting revisions to the agenda item. It was for the security plan. We changed some hours to reflect the resolution, the hours in the resolution, and we also added a condition which Adrian will be discussing during his presentation to be added to the record. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair, Commissioners, staff, and public. For the record, my name is Adrian Flores, Associate Planner with the Bell Gardens Planning Division. The item brought forth all today is to authorize a new restaurant use to operate with the Type 47 on-sale general eating place alcohol and beverage control license with live entertainment in the form of a disc jockey, also known as a DJ, and to reduce the required parking for the restaurant use. Staff's recommendation today is to, 1, determine the CUP number 25-002 and variance number 25-001 is categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to state CEQA guidelines section 15301A, class 1 existing facilities, and section 15303C, class 3 new construction or conversion of small structures. 2, approve CUP to authorize a new restaurant use to operate with the Type 47 on-sale general eating place alcohol and beverage control license with live entertainment. And lastly, approve a variance to reduce the required parking to 35 vehicle parking spaces. A little bit on this site. The site is located within the zone MU, mixed use commercial residential, and also located within the mixed-use commercial residential general plan designation. The subject site is approximately 10,562 square feet and has an existing building on site that is approximately 6,422 square feet in size. Lastly, the subject site is surrounded by the following land uses. North to the site is mixed use with commercial professional offices. East to the site is also mixed use with commercial, such as beauty and barber shops, pet shop, and clothing store. West to the subject site is zoned R3 with residential multifamily. South of the subject site is mixed use commercial containing a professional office and beauty and barber shops. The subject site is currently developed with a vacant 6,422 square foot one-story structure, which was constructed in 1950. The building was previously used as a real estate professional office and is now vacant. North adjacent is a vacant dental office proposed to be demolished for the development of a project's new parking facilities. The new parking lot is conditioned to be reviewed and approved as a separate site plan review type 2 application. To clarify, the main components of the applicant's project includes a Type 47 on-sale general eating place ABC license for a restaurant that has a 3,347 square feet dining area with 221 seats. Live entertainment in the form of a disc jockey, also known as a DJ. A request for variance to reduce the requirement amount of parking from 123 spaces to 35 spaces. The proposed parking is inclusive of 2 parking lot areas. Parking lot area number 1 is located on the subject site behind the building to the west with 6 parking spaces. Parking lot area number 2 is proposed to be located on the property directly north adjacent to the existing commercial building with 29 parking spaces. Lastly, they will be proposing exterior improvements that includes modification to the exterior front facade and Art Deco architectural style treatments. I'll be going over each of these elements in much more detail throughout my presentation. Now, the project includes 2 parcels consisting of the 6,422 square foot commercial building, as you can see here in blue, and 2 proposed off-street parking lot areas, as you can see in orange and yellow. Parking lot area number 1 in color orange is located on the subject site behind the building to the west and consists of 6 vehicle parking spaces, 10 bicycle parking spaces, and a new loading zone. Access to this lot is provided via a shared driveway approach with the adjacent commercial property to the south off Eastern Avenue. Parking lot area number 2 and above in yellow, located on the property directly north adjacent to the existing commercial building, consisting of 29 vehicle parking spaces, including 2 ADA spaces and 11 electric vehicle capable spaces. Parking lot area number 2 would have 2 access points, one located off east of the parking lot off of Eastern Avenue and the other off a public alley to the west. The applicant is planning tenant improvements to the existing 6,422 square foot existing commercial building. The layout will include an approximately 3,437 square foot dining area consisting of a 2,270 square foot open seating space, 24 fixed booth seats, and a bar with 21 fixed seats. The restaurant is designed to accommodate a maximum of 221 patrons at any one time. The proposed DJ booth is conditioned to be placed closest to the entrance, which is furthest from the adjacent residential properties to the west of the subject site. 2 American Disability Act compliant restrooms are proposed, 1 for men and 1 for women, each approximately 234 square feet in size, and are located on the opposite sides of the dining area. The remaining 2,489 square feet will serve as the back of house area, comprising of kitchen, dry storage, freezer, dishwashing station, utility room, employee restroom, and office. The exterior modifications consist solely of cosmetic upgrades designed to modernize the facade while preserving the existing structural configuration and footprint. The updated design introduces a new color palette with the green Iron Creek applied to the vertical columns, trim, and accent brands, contrasted by an off-white metal brick on the primary wall surfaces and accented with oil brushed bronze metal finishes on ornamental details, doors, and window framing. Enhancements include smooth stucco finishes, decorative ornamental metalwork, and agave plant motifs to emphasize the restaurant's branding. The applicant proposes to operate their business as such, operating Sunday through Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. and Thursday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Accommodation of maximum of 221 patrons at any one time, employing a total of 85 staff members with approximately 14 employees scheduled to be on site during peak hours of operation. And the bar will be functioning as a sole location for alcohol storage and dispensing, with alcoholic beverages securely stored behind the bar and served directly to patrons by staff. Conditions of approval will restrict alcohol sales to on-site consumption only, and live entertainment in the form of a DJ. The proposed DJ booth is conditioned to be placed closest to the entrance, which is furthest from the adjacent residential properties to the west, as shown in the floor plan. Census tract are analyzed by staff and ABC to determine the undue concentrations of alcohol licenses in a particular area. The subject site is located in census tract number 5341.01, and it has been determined that an overconcentration of on-sale ABC licenses currently exists within the census tract. Based on the current population and ratio used by ABC, a total of 2 on-sale licenses are suitable, and the census tract currently has 5 licenses. Therefore, if the CUP is approved, the census tract would become overconcentrated with a total of 6 on-sale licenses. Census data indicates that approximately 1,898 people reside within this census tract. The ratio used by ABC to determine whether overconcentration of licenses is 1 license for every 944 persons residing within the census tract. However, it's important to note that the census tract has a lower population compared to the rest of the city because the parcels within this census tract are primarily commercial. This illustrates a misrepresentation and overconcentration of on-sale licenses not corresponding with the total population residing within the close proximity of the restaurant. Staff finds that similar-sized downtowns also experience an overconcentration of on-sale licenses, as local downtowns primarily cater to retail and dining uses. Allowing for a multitude of restaurant uses can aid in redeveloping, improving underutilized and underdeveloped parcels, and increase the foot traffic in the area. Regardless of the overconcentration, the Planning Commission may still decide to approve an additional license if it finds that approving the license will contribute to a convenience and necessity for the general public. Both ABC and the city recognize that licenses, regardless of concentration, should be reviewed on a case-by-case basis to ensure that such sales will not adversely affect surrounding businesses, residents, and institutions to ensure that any such use operates in a manner compatible with the existing and future adjacent uses. A security plan has been submitted for your review and will be implemented by the applicant. The plan includes the following policies. A head of security will oversee trained staff 7 days a week, with 2 security guards Sunday through Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., and 4 guards Thursday through Saturday from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Security will be clearly identifiable, check IDs, and monitor alcohol services. All servers are conditioned to be certified in responsible beverage service. Condition of approval has also been included to prohibit high-volume drink promotions such as bottle service. Lastly, condition of approval requires the applicant to work closely with the Bell Gardens Police Department in order to make any necessary updates to the plan. The applicant proposes a total of 35 vehicle parking spaces. The standard requirement for the proposed use is 123 parking spaces per the Bell Gardens Municipal Code Section 9.38.050. The applicant is requesting a parking reduction to operate a restaurant with 35 parking spaces in lieu of the required 123 parking spaces. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve the requested variance, granting the applicant privileges and property rights enjoyed by other properties in the vicinity and under the identical zoning classification. Similar conditions exist throughout the surrounding commercial district, where various restaurants operate with reduced on-site parking and rely on street, shared, or nearby public parking. On average, the existing restaurants in the area operate at a ratio of approximately 1 space for every 214 square feet of building area. In contrast, the subject site is required to comply with a stricter parking requirement that encompasses the dining area, fixed seating, and employee parking, which translates to a calculated ratio of 1 for every 40 square feet of building area. This condition demonstrates that the property is uniquely constrained by the current code standard compared to the privileges enjoyed by the other properties in the same vicinity and zone. The proposed project would conform with all applicable development standards with the exception on the parking requirements for which variance number 25-0001 is being requested. Applicant's request meets all of the findings established under Bell Gardens Municipal Code Section 9.50.050 conditional use permits and Bell Gardens Municipal Code Section 9.50.060 variance. The project is consistent with all applicable goals and policies specified in the city's general plan land use element policy 3 and 5. Pursuant to General Plan Land Use Element Policy Number 3, the new restaurant business with a Type 47 ABC license represents a compatible commercial use that intends to support and enhance the commercial identity of the area. Restaurants typically attract patrons from both within and outside the community, contributing to foot traffic, activity, and levels that benefit surrounding businesses. The proposal is also consistent Policy 5 because it contributes to the city's economic base by creating new local employment opportunities, increasing property tax revenues, and supporting nearby businesses through increased customer activity. The restaurant's presence can encourage further investment in the area, therefore helping stabilize property values, strengthen the local economy, and maintain community vibrancy. As previously indicated by City Planner Alfonso Hernandez, for the record, since the distribution of the staff report, exhibits, and resolution PC 2025-14 for CUP 25-002 and variance 25-001, there have been additional revisions. The recent revisions follow as security plan hours from 2 guards Sunday through Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., and 4 guards Thursday to Saturday from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. The second revision includes a new condition that has been added, requiring strict compliance with the approved security plan. This condition also grants the Bell Gardens Police Department with the authority to modify or impose additional standards to the security plan as necessary, and any proposed changes requested by the applicant must be approved by the police department. So again, it was staff's recommendation today to determine that CUP-25002 and variance number 25-001 is categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act. 2, approve CUP to authorize a new restaurant use to operate with a Type 47 on-sale general eating place, alcohol and beverage control, a license with live entertainment. And lastly, approve variance to reduce the parking required to 35 vehicle parking spaces. This concludes my presentation. The applicant, along with staff and city attorney, are available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flores. At this time, if the applicant would like to come to the podium to address the Planning Commission, they may do so.
Good evening. My name is Luis Niebla. I'm regional for the Ortiz family. This is just another concept for the family for the restaurants.
Do the commissioners have any questions?
Well, I had a question regarding security, right? So seems like the security is on point as far as for the different days. But my question is, are they armed, non-armed, or both?
Not armed. We don't normally have an armed security. It's a different liability.
Okay.
We want to basically do what we're doing at the other locations and have a family friendly environment where we could watch sports and everyone feels comfortable. The security is there more as a deterrent. They're not there in riot gear. They're more, we see it more as an additional eyes for management. So it's more as a deterrent than anything else. Usually we take care of the issues if there's any through management or through servers.
Perfect. And one more question
Yes,
regarding employment. As far as employment, will you be looking into possibly hiring residents of the city?
So what we do is we hold job fairs and we hire everyone local so that way they don't get stuck in the freeway and whatnot. So it's usually local staff and we would do our rotations and whatnot. So we do hire within and we promote from within. So.
Awesome, thank you. And you know what? One last question, sorry.
Yes.
Regarding parking, obviously we're reduced to a few spots, right? Would valet possibly be an option?
You know, we looked at that as an option. We could fit more cars into the same parking lot, but we do have, there's city parking, a couple of properties
Yep.
To the north of us and across the street, and we figured, we've just been tracking that for the last few months, and there's not a lot of usage, and I think that we could probably fulfill that, and it's something that we could either come to the city later and maybe use one of those lots as valet in the future, but it's just an option for us to look at.
Thank you very much, appreciate you.
I had a question in regards to security. I know you alternate between 2 to 4 guards depending on the days of the week. On your other locations, is that based off what you see? Your other locations, the foot traffic, is it?
Yeah, what we try to look at is truly it's more as a deterrent. The security guards are not there to police the patrons. It's more as just to make sure that everyone has attention. You would notice if you visit any of our sites, sometimes when you need something, you drop a fork, you need a napkin, a security guard would approach and you need something. So it's kind of someone that's dedicated, we call it security, but it's someone that's dedicated to watch to make sure that, there's no underage drinking, there's no other shenanigans going on, and they're just focused on what the customer is. So what we look at is the ratio of patrons versus, and we start off kind of, we protect ourselves a little more, so we're a little more conservative, and then we find out that maybe we don't need security certain nights of the week and whatnot.
Okay, thank you. And in regards to underage drinking, to prevent that, I know that I believe on the report it said that there's a check at the entrance. Is there only one check? That's it?
There's an ID check, and every one of our servers is LEAD. They have to, within 90 days of their employment, they have to have their state certification, which is done through ABC. That's a condition of employment through their probationary period. So they also get checked at the table. So even if it's questionable, it's not 21 and over, but even if it's questionable, we will card, and we take our steps to make sure that that's taken care of. We do card in the front, only, especially at night in sports bar environment. If anyone's bar hopping or anything like that, we want to make sure they're not intoxicated or they're a little off, and we just prevent them from coming in at that level, so that it's a first line of scrimmage, if you will, so that we prevent any issues later in the evening, especially with showing the sports and whatnot.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I did have a question as
Yes,
well. This would be regarding when alcohol would be served. I'm aware that your hours of operation are from 8 to 12 or 8 to 2, depending on the days. When will you begin serving alcohol, given that you do open at 8 a.m.?
So at 8 a.m., if someone comes in for breakfast, I think the state law is 6 a.m. that we can serve. Most people don't come in to have a beer at 8 a.m., but we would serve it if they would ask. Right now and I don't know that we would be open by then, but with the World Cup and the Olympics, some of the games are early morning, so we have had in the last Olympics where people are lined up at 5 o'clock in the morning to come into the locations. But yes, we won't restrict them for ordering. If they wanted to have a beer at 8 a.m., we would serve it. Our procedure for closing off, we don't serve till 2 in the morning. Our last call is 1:15. Our last pour, so that means the server can go out and enter it, and the bartender has a chance to make it. We won't serve anything after 1:30, and at 1:55, everything comes off of the table. So whether you're finished with your drink or not, it's just company policy. We take it off the table so that we don't have any issues at the end of the night.
Thank you.
Sure.
I have another question. I'm reading here, no pay-per-view, but obviously sporting events, right?
Yes.
So say World Cup, that's
Yes.
coming up. So
Absolutely.
let's say Mexico's playing, so I could see it really packed.
Right.
So will you adjust as far as security
Yes.
for events
Yeah.
like that? Okay.
There is some special, we say no entertainment. We would love to have the ability to have a mariachi for, Mother's Day or whatnot, but that's not a common practice, so we stopped putting them in the CUPs. Yeah, we would look at the event. For example, when we had all the issues with the streets in LA, yeah, we board up buildings and we have additional security. So we kind of roll with the punches, if you will. And at the end of the day, we just want people to feel safe. I've got 2 girls. They don't have to call me and say, Dad, who's the manager there or who's security? They just go walking with their friends and feel comfortable.
So it's safe to say it's a family restaurant,
Yeah.
basically, but more like a bar with it.
Correct, right.
Okay, with music.
Yeah,
but-
we basically, we found that a lot of the residents are leaving to either going to Downey or so we found that, there's an opportunity for us to actually, be in the city and have the local people hang out and be here locally. So we're a restaurant that serves alcohol. We're not a bar that serves food. So if you look at our footprint, we're about 65%, 60% kitchen, or back of the house. The front is and we want to have that edibles. You guys are at the age of shareables and whatnot, so everyone wants to try something different, and we don't want to have $60 plates. It's going to be something where you could come in, have a good time with your friends, watch the game, and then afford to come back later in the week. And that's kind of the environment and the ambiance we want to create.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions by the commission? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for your time. Thank you very much for your consideration.
We will now open public participation for this item. Secretary, please announce instructions for public participation.
The members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on public hearing item number 5.1. Please state your name for the record before addressing the members of the Planning Commission. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Callers wishing to speak may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone. When instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining through the Zoom app may request to speak by using the raise hand feature on Zoom and select the unmute or microphone icon when instructed. We will begin to hear from members of the public that are physically present in the council chambers. If you haven't done so already, please submit your comment cards now. Vice Chairperson, it looks like we did not receive any comment cards, and I can go ahead and see if there's anyone in the chat line wishing to speak on this item. If so, you may press *6 to unmute yourself at this time. And Vice Chairperson, it looks like there's no one in the chat line wishing to speak on this item.
Thank you. If there are no objections by the Planning Commission, I will close public participation. If there are no additional questions or comments by the Planning Commission, I will close the public hearing at 5:44 p.m. May I have a motion to move forward with staff recommendation as noted in the staff report, including the revision as noted during staff's presentation?
I motion to approve.
Thank you, Commissioner. May I have a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you for the second. Planning Secretary, will you please conduct a roll call vote?
Commissioner Boado?
Yes.
Commissioner Monroy?
Yes.
Commissioner Preciado?
Yes.
And Vice Chairperson Barrera?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 7.1, consent calendar. Staff is requesting that the consent calendar be continued to the next regularly scheduled meeting. If there are no objections, the consent calendar item will be continued to the next meeting. And seeing none, moving on to item number 8, discussion. We currently have no items to discuss for this meeting. Therefore, moving on to public participation on non-agenda items. Public participation is now open for items not listed on the Planning Commission agenda. Secretary, please announce instructions for public participation.
The members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on items not listed on the Planning Commission agenda. Please state your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Callers wishing to make a comment may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone. When instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining through the Zoom app may request to speak by using the raise hand feature on Zoom and select the unmute or the microphone icon when instructed. We will begin to hear from members of the public that are physically present in the council chambers. If you haven't done so already, please submit your comment cards now. Seeing none, Chairperson, I apologize, Vice Chairperson, we will now go on to online to see if there's anybody in the chat line wishing to speak. If there's anyone in the chat line, you may go ahead and press *6 to unmute yourself at this time. And Vice Chairperson, it looks like there's no one in the chat line wishing to speak.
Thank you. If there is no objection by the Planning Commission, I will close public participation for non-agenda items. Moving on to staff comments.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I just wanted to share quickly that Chair Ernesto Ramirez shared with us earlier today. He plans to resign from his position. And he did share with us that he is purchasing a home outside of the city. And wanted to honor the spirit of the Planning Commission and not make any decisions for the city with not planning to be a long-term resident. So I think I speak for all of staff and when we thank him for his service.
Thank you. Seeing no other staff comments, moving on to commissioner comments.
It was quick and efficient meeting. That's all I have to say. So thank you, everyone.
I did just want to say happy National Hispanic Heritage Month to all those who celebrate and do identify as Hispanic. I do myself, so I am excited for the next month or so. So just wanted to say that.
Thank you, commissioners. If there are no further comments by the commission, if there is no objection by the members, I will now adjourn the regular planning commission meeting at 5:47 p.m. Thank you.